So you say you get a particle of the element unobtainium-115, which is some, interstellar space drive fuel for super rotating ferroconductive magnetic torsion gravitational flux wave engine. But just imagine like that disc, like imagine like a fucking like saucer. And you guys have all been inside one, so don't lie to yourselves. Like, you just can't remember. I can't remember, but I'm sure if we hypnotize ourselves or were put into a trance, like, we'd start, like, fucking seizing out and doing all kinds of crazy shit, like that movie, The Fucking Fourth Kind, from Nome, Alaska, and all the crazy stuff that happens during the 30 Days of Darkness and other things like that. There's the highest suicide rate out there. A bunch of crazy shit, but, I mean, isn't that right, Scooby? Anyways, but the whole point of these things is that the reason you don't see most UFOs, in all honesty, I know it's not like I'm ever not being honest, but, I mean, not kidding, like, the reason you don't see most UFOs is because there's the time, and there's the space. Like, I think there's time, space, time, but that doesn't matter. It's like, yeah, cause it's not just time, space, and it's not just space, time. Yeah, there's two things. There's time, space, and then there's space, time. If you invert it, like, if you can invert time, space, and space, time, where time, right now, time is linear, and space is three-dimensional. Well, if you made time three-dimensional and space linear, that's like time travel. Well, that's time-space versus space-time. Now, I propose time-space-time, where it's the, like, you know how you have, like, a scatter plot where there'd be dots all over the place, but that line that goes, like, right through the middle of those, like, that's the line that we're all on, because it's not the beginning, it's not above it, it's not under it, it's right there. So it's like, say you were going back and forth between the future, or you did have different parallel universes, or all these different lives, or all these different things going on, this would be the middle line on that graph. So there's no way that, like, it's not, back to the UFOs. Like, if you were looking at the technology, I think that there's, like, I want to say there's a few different things. Like, I assume that if you can, like, conquer gravity and go into interstellar space travel and all this wacko, fuelless engine crap, then I assume that they can use cloaking devices. Now, I know they have those, like, straight up, like, Chinese guys have, like, cloaks that are pretty good right now. But I don't know if they're 100% yet, but they're working on it. And the military definitely has some of that shit. And, we're working on a lot of shit, but, the spaceships, like, imagine if we're just, like, I'm not gonna get it, oh, maybe I will, like, the hyperspace and C equals mc squared, or, I don't know. The vacuum and the ether of space and all that, but, like, all that stuff aside, like, just think about the UFO right quick. Like, if you're looking straight at it, like, aside from cloaking devices, like, imagine it turning on its engine and kind of just disappearing. Like, now why would that happen? The reason being because of it actually creating the type of gravitational field that it creates or doesn't create. It actually goes in between the space-time, or the space-time-space, or whatever you want to call it. Like, so the particles and the, I'll show you something right quick. something. I wish I had a laser. You know, there's a really cool trick. If you take a cup and you poke a hole in the side of the cup with water in it, so the water squirts out, and then you shine a laser through the other side of the cup so it gets onto through the water that's squirting out, it'll bend the ray of light with the water molecules, because water bends light, and you can see like the actual laser like bend down, and it's a really cool experiment. But I guess just imagine that sort of thing happening around the craft. Like imagine like the air and just, yeah, imagine it all just kind of like, instead of aerodynamically going around it, like just like physically, like the reason you're not seeing it is because, like, say the point here and the point here, like in front of it and behind it, were connected, and it literally wasn't there because it was like in a different like ether, like it was somewhere else in hyperspace. Like, that's what's going on with those things. Hyperspace. And 19 and a half. Isn't that right, Scooby? He said yes. You guys just didn't hear him.